Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Fantasy Cup. The Fantasy Cup, we're going to be using Haxorus, Registeel, and Tapu Fini. The Haxorus is a kind of interesting pick as it knows the counter, breaking, swipe, and earthquake movesets. And here we're just going to try to get a shield from this Excadrill, this Escavalier, excuse me, but it does not work. But we are going to be able to win the lead, and we are able to store up a bunch of energy. We switch out of it to save that energy for later. Here we have the Registeel versus this Giratina. This Giratina is going to just consistently throw Shadow Sneaks. And we're running the Registeel with the Flash Cannon. Let's see what we end up with as far as how much health is left. We are going to be able to get to another Flash Cannon. The tricky thing here is, where does the energy from this Haxorus go later on? So they immediately switch. It looks like we're gonna go and have to tank this Brutal Swing. We are able to get to the Splash Cannon. We get the last shield, then we immediately switch out. Here we're going to get a Brutal Swing catch, and then we're gonna have to tank a Play Rough. We throw the Surf here. This Surf here will not KO, but it does get it low enough. Perfect. This is probably going to be another Play Rough from my opponent, and here we're going to think about coming in with the Haxorus. We expected them to switch out. They do switch out, and then we throw the Breaking Swipe at the Giratina, and then we have enough energy for another Breaking Swipe towards this Weezing. So lucky for us, that Haxorus ends up saving us, storing up all that energy in the front and then saving it for the end game right there. The Haxorus is quite fragile, but it does win CMP against most things in the meta. Interesting switch in here. They actually come in with the Haxorus. We actually stay in. We thought we were going to have a one fast move advantage, but somehow they are getting to the move exactly at the same time we are. Lucky for us, we are winning the CMP, so we're just going to match shields. As long as we match the shields, we will be able to take out this Haxorus. Okay, perfect. And then now we're just going to switch out as soon as they switch out, and then here they counter swap into their Sandslash. Lucky for us, we are able to get to this Focus Blast and take out this Sandslash, and then now they know it's over because we have the Reggie with quite a bit of health and then one full health Tapu Fini that they didn't even see. So GG's to our opponent right there. On to the next one. I would say the Haxorus is definitely trying to find, obviously, the steel types that are floating around. Here we have the Giratina. This Giratina is the origin one. I would say we're going to throw one Breaking Swipe, get the debuff. Okay, well they are going to throw a move. Oh my gosh, and they actually get the boost here, so we were thinking about switching out, but now we have to stay in and try to debuff this thing because it would just go crazy against our backline. So this is just the double shield situation. We're going to try to throw on... Ooh, good timing there. Nice catch by my opponent. The good news is their Giratina is no longer boosted, but now we have to come in with our Reggie versus this Tapu Fini. But the unfortunate thing is they do have a shield advantage, which is going to be huge because the Haxorus is not going to be able to take out that Giratina in the front as long as they have a shield. We will be able to win CMP, but as long as they have that shield, they're going to be able to take advantage of that. So here, we try to get to another Flash Cannon, but nice count by my opponent, taking out the Registeel perfectly. Here we decided to come in with the Tapu Fini, try to soak up some damage and hope that whatever's in the back can handle it. And unfortunately, this is GG's because this Shadow Sizer with a shield is just going to be able to outwhelm my entire backline here. In hindsight, we should have came in with the Haxorus, got the last shield out of the Giratina, and then maybe farm down. But nice play by my opponent right there. And on to the next one. The Reggie, you can think of it as a safe switch, but also a way to just kind of break down some shields. So here we have the Registeel versus the Tapu Fini. They're just going to be throwing a bunch of surfs per usual, and then we're just going to be throwing a bunch of flash cannons. We do get a shield, which is really nice. And let's see if they end up double shielding. So we match the shield just to put pressure on that they potentially have to double shield to even come close to winning this. We know that we can survive this. We let it go. We get the extra energy here, and we fire off this splash cannon. This splash cannon will potentially KO. They decide to shield, so we do get 2 shields from it, but they are running some good energy here. So we bring in our Tapu Fini to suck up damage. Looks like they actually have the Guillotine in the back, so this is looking kind of a tough situation because Guillotine does beat the Haxorus. We have to shield here because it's going to do the most damage. We throw the next Breaking Swipe, and it still doesn't KO. So if this Dragon Claw takes us out here, we're in big trouble. And we are not able to farm it down. So they're going to be able to win this because their Sandslash here is pretty healthy still, and we don't have anything that has counter. This Sandslash is going to be throwing the Drill Run, which takes out the Tapu Fini, and unfortunately for us, aren't able to farm it down. So nice play by my opponent right there. Maybe we should be shielding that Tapu Fini 2 times right there. The Tapu Fini was tanking some of the charge moves. Maybe we should be shielding that one right there. Here we have a pretty good lead. Interesting that they're staying in. We're going to have to shield this first one here because we don't want to take that damage. Okay, so they have the classic Registeel Dragon Core. We're going to go ahead and try to... we're going to debuff it. Then we switch out into the Tapu Fini because the Tapu Fini has a worse matchup against the Zap Cannon Regi. We know that we can tank at least 3 more Shadow Sneaks, so we don't have to show that. And we just go for the Moonblast. It's unlikely that they will shield. Here, they come in with their Regi here, and they do have the shield advantage, but we have the energy advantage. We're going to let this go. Okay, so they are showing that they have the Zap Cannon. Okay, so we bring in the Haxorus to force them to switch out. It looks like they counter swap into this Tapu Fini. We basically almost had the same thing, except for Giratina, we have the Haxorus, and instead of running Zap Cannon, Registeel, we're running the Flash Cannon. So we know this matchup here. We are going to be able to get some shields, and we are able to tank these serves. Okay. So here we have to decide whether we shield or not. We decide to shield. We force them to switch out. Here we go for the Breaking Swipe to get it low enough so that we can farm it down. And we are able to get to this Earthquake. Does this Earthquake take it out? Not quite, but it is able to survive. So check out this team if you haven't, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.